The White House is one of the most secure buildings in the world. Every inch is designed to handle threats most of us will never have to worry about. And while the government keeps most of the details close to their chest, well, every now and then, a few secrets slip through. I'm Mike with List 25, and here are 25 insane security features of the White House. 25. A $64 million fence. People have been trying to scale the White House fence for years, and some actually made it over, like that famous incident in 2014. But after a $64 million upgrade, it won't be happening again. The new barrier stands 13 feet tall, is reinforced with anti-climb technology, and is packed with sensors that will detect even the slightest amount of tampering. Between the height, the tech, and the ever-watchful Secret Service, anyone thinking about trying their luck now is in for a rude awakening. 24. Retractable steel vehicle barriers. Nobody can just drive up to the White House, unless of course they want their vehicle to be destroyed by the steel barriers. The entire perimeter is lined with hydraulic bollards and reinforced barricades strong enough to stop a 15,000-pound truck moving at 50 miles an hour. And I'm not talking about glorified speed bumps. These things will disable any unauthorized vehicle instantly. So, in case you were wondering, none of that White House down nonsense is gonna work. But it was an entertaining movie. 23. Canine security. Have you ever seen a Belgian Malinois in action? These dogs can leap over 6-foot fences, hit speeds of 30 miles an hour, and when it comes to the ones used by the Secret Service, well, they're also trained to take down intruders in seconds. In fact, remember that 2014 incident I mentioned earlier? 2 of them, Hurricane and Jordan, actually took the man down who managed to make it past the fence. The Secret Service has also started developing robotic dogs equipped with surveillance tech and advanced sensors at places like Mar-a-Lago, so who knows? Maybe we'll see them patrolling the White House in the future. 22. The best of the best. The White House has an elite force of about 1,300 officers in the Secret Service's Uniform Division. They secure the White House complex, the Vice President's residence, that rhymes, and the foreign embassies located in Washington, D.C. Getting into the Secret Service isn't easy. Candidates have to be U.S. citizens, physically fit, and pass a series of intense tests. And once they're in, training can take up to 31 weeks before they're officially ready for the toughest security job in the world. 21. The Tactical Unit. If there's a serious threat at the White House, the Emergency Response Team, or ERT, is the one handling it. Working alongside other Secret Service divisions, this highly specialized unit was formed in 1985 and is trained to respond to intrusions, bomb threats, and even active shooter situations. So whether it's a suspicious package or an attempted security breach, the ERT are the guys making sure any potential attack is stopped before it becomes a disaster. 20. EMP Protection. An EMP attack could shut down communications, disable security systems, and throw any country into complete chaos. But the White House won't be that easy to take down. It's widely believed that the building is shielded against electromagnetic pulses to keep critical systems running no matter what. And since the Pentagon and military command centers already use Faraday cage-style protection, well, you can bet the White House does too. 19. The Sniper Teams. The Secret Service's counter-sniper team has been stationed on rooftops since 1971. These guys are elite marksmen that have been trained to identify and neutralize long-range threats in seconds. Just the mere thought that they were up there used to be enough to deter any troublemakers, but that changed in July 2024 when a sniper had to take action to stop the would-be assassin of Donald Trump in a split-second decision, the first publicly known instance of the team engaging a target. 18. Infrared cameras. The White House perimeter is said to be monitored by infrared cameras that can detect the tiniest temperature changes, instantly alerting security to any movement. So hiding behind a tree or crawling through the bushes won't work. You'll light up like a beacon on their screens. The details are classified, but multiple reports suggest they're active and monitored, ensuring that even in total darkness, there is nowhere to hide. 17. Laser tripwires and motion sensors. Even if you could avoid the dogs, the snipers, and the heat sensors, you'd still have another problem: an invisible web of laser tripwires and motion sensors. Hidden throughout the grounds, these systems will detect any unauthorized movement and instantly alert security. And unlike the infrared cameras that scan for heat, these sensors pinpoint exact locations, meaning the moment someone steps where they shouldn't, security knows exactly where they are. 16. No drones allowed. Drones became a serious security concern after a government employee accidentally crashed one into the White House gardens in 2015. That incident was a wake-up call. In response, manufacturers like DJI added geofencing to prevent drones from flying into restricted areas. The Secret Service also deployed advanced counter-drone technology that can jam or disable rogue drones before they get anywhere close to their target. 15. RF jamming. Not all threats are physical. Some come through the airwaves. That's why the White House is equipped with powerful RF or radio frequency jamming technology, blocking unauthorized signals before they can be used for surveillance, interference, or worse. That means any remote detonation attempts, unauthorized radio transmissions, and even certain types of hacking are completely shut down. In fact, visitors and staff have reported sudden cell phone signal drops in certain areas. A small price to pay for airtight security. 14. It's a no-fly zone. The airspace above the White House is one of the most restricted no-fly zones on Earth, and they are not messing around. In 2023, an unresponsive Cessna 560 entered restricted airspace and was met by F-16s within minutes. The area is also surrounded by the Special Flight Rules Area, or SFRA, where pilots have to follow strict FAA procedures or face some serious consequences. Stray into White House airspace without clearance, and you won't get a warning, you'll get a military jet on your tail. 13. Locked onto every threat. Keeping planes and drones out of White House airspace is one thing. Knowing exactly what's in the sky before it even gets close is another. That's where the Airspace Security Branch, or ASB, comes in. They track every single aircraft, drone, and unidentified object flying near, but still outside the restricted zone. If something unauthorized shows up, they don't just wait to see what happens. They can jam signals, deploy countermeasures, or even coordinate with NORAD for an interception. 12. The Flying Fortress. Okay, I know this list is about the White House's security, but Marine One, the president's own flying fortress, definitely deserves an honorable mention. The VH-92A helicopters are armored and packed with advanced missile countermeasures, including flares, chaff, and infrared jammers to throw off potential attacks. They also have multiple engines to keep them flying, even if one goes down. And for extra security, they never fly alone. Marine One is always accompanied by identical decoy helicopters, so it's basically impossible to tell which one actually carries the president. 11. Missile launchers. We're getting to the good stuff now. In 2019, an Avenger air defense missile system was spotted on a rooftop near the White House, confirming what many had suspected all along. These launchers are armed with 8 Stinger missiles designed to lock onto heat signatures and take down hostile aircraft or drones in seconds. So, if airspace restrictions don't stop a threat and radar tracking isn't enough, well, there's still one last option: firepower. And trust me, you don't want to test it. 10. Bulletproof Windows. I have touched on everything that protects the White House from the outside, well, that we know of anyway, but the security inside definitely takes the cake. And that says a lot. The White House has about 150 windows, and as you'd expect, most of them have advanced bulletproof glass. In 2011, a gunman fired at the building. One bullet hit a window and didn't even crack it, while another was found lodged in the exterior. They're not just there for the view, they're built to take a hit. 9. Hidden tunnels. Over the years, the White House has undergone quite a few serious upgrades, not just above ground, but below it too. Work on its underground tunnel system started in the 50s when a passage was built between the east and west wings that leads to a secure bomb shelter. Then, in 1987, the Reagan administration added another tunnel with a hidden entrance outside the Oval Office that would allow the president to access a staircase leading to a passage near the private elevator in the residence. There's also a confirmed tunnel from the East Wing to the Treasury Building. As for the rumored tunnels leading to the Capitol, Blair House, or the Pentagon, well, nobody knows. But with everything else in place, would it really be a stretch? 8. The PEOC. The Presidential Emergency Operations Center is the famous bunker hidden beneath the East Wing, built during World War II after the attack on Pearl Harbor. Apart from withstanding attacks, the PEOC was also built to ensure that the government never loses command. Its full capabilities are a closely guarded secret, but it's believed to have a dedicated power supply, air filtration system, and high-level communications to keep operations running smoothly. 7. The Situation Room. Do you remember the famous photos of President Obama and then Vice President Joe Biden taken during the US raid on Osama bin Laden's compound? Those images were captured in the small conference room right next to the White House Situation Room, a 5,500 square foot command center where the president and his aides and officials handle military operations and national security crises in real time. It's equipped with secure communication lines, real-time satellite feeds, and a direct link to top military and intelligence agencies, ensuring the president has instant access to classified information and live operational updates. 6. The secret internet. The White House doesn't rely on ordinary internet like most of us. Its most sensitive communications run on TNet, a classified intranet that was designed to be unhackable. Every call, video conference, and document shared on this system is encrypted at the highest security level, so there are no leaks, no risks, just airtight security, making interception impossible. 5. The National Security Council's super secure database. The White House doesn't just have its own internet, it comes with its own top secret database too. Known as NICE, NSC Intelligence Collaboration Environment, it's hidden inside TNet and functions as the ultimate digital vault for classified intelligence. Access is extremely limited. Only about 20% of NCS staff have access, and every action is logged. So if classified information ever slips out, they know exactly where to look. 4. The Oval Office is more secure than it looks. The Oval Office may look like a traditional workspace, but it's packed with a lot of security features. For starters, there are weight-sensitive pressure pads hidden away underneath the carpeting, which allows the Secret Service to monitor the position of the president at all times without stepping inside. The room is also filled with seemingly ordinary objects that double as silent alarms. If the president flips one over, security will come running. And while agents are never stationed inside the office, well, they're never far away. Armed teams wait just outside while others are stationed in rooms directly beneath, ready to respond in seconds. 3. Even the president's food isn't safe from security checks. Every meal served at the White House goes through strict security protocols to ensure nothing harmful makes it onto the president's plate. And while the Secret Service has never officially confirmed the use of food tasters, multiple sources claim they're part of the process. In fact, in 2013, Barack Obama reportedly refused a meal because his taster wasn't available. But it's not just about sampling the food. Every ingredient is tracked from source to plate. As former Secret Service agent Joseph Petro put it, and I quote, "In principle, nothing edible gets near the president unless we know where it comes from and who has handled it." 2. The White House sees and hears everything. The White House has always had ways of keeping an eye and an ear on everything that happens inside its walls. In the Nixon era, a secret audio system recorded over 3,700 hours of conversations. These recordings, known as the Nixon White House tapes, have since been made publicly available. Today, White House staff isn't exactly hiding microphones in desks, as far as we know, but their surveillance systems have only gotten more advanced and includes everything from facial recognition and motion sensors to high-tech camera networks and visitor tracking systems. 1. Chemical, biological, and nuclear? They're ready for it. Should there ever be an emergency that guns, fences, and tech-driven defenses can't stop, HAMMER will step up to the plate. Short for Hazardous Agent Mitigation Medical Emergency Response, the elite unit was formed in 2004 to detect and neutralize any chemical, biological, radiological, and nuclear threats, the kind you can't see until it's too late. Their job isn't just containment either. They're trained to provide any on-site medical support should the need ever arise. Because in a place like this, yes, even the unseen gets a security response. And that's all I have for you today. But before you go, here's a trivia question. How fast can a Belgian Malinois run? Is it A, 20 miles an hour, B, 25 miles an hour, C, 30, or D, 35 miles an hour? Drop your answer in the comments and let's see who gets it right. And if you're not done learning something new today, go watch 25 Shocking Facts that'll make you say, what? It's full of the kind of facts that'll leave you speechless, except for when you say what. As always, thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to like, share, comment, subscribe, hit that notification bell so you don't miss out on any new content, and I will catch you next time. Adios.